Shalom, all praise Yahweh Shem Yahshua Shem Kakadash. More news, various news reports. You had a storm burnt batters and hammers parts of UK, United Kingdom, England. You also had over the weekend torrential flooding in California area, Santa Rosa, Sonoma County, I believe. Areas were flooded. They showed that over the weekend. Continuous rain and flooding, and weather moving across the country. There's reports that could affect, related to this holiday travel, Thanksgiving holiday travel, so weather, pretty much wacky weather moving across the country. Then you see a pattern relating to possible storm patterns still continuing relating to down the East Coast side, towards like Cuba and all that. So you still have active weather, and that's the latter part of hurricane season. So because November 30th, hurricane season ends. But you still have weather development or weather patterns developing, like in the Caribbean area developments. I was watching a Weatherman channel showing that. Here's a continuation related to flood in England. That's how California looked as well. Major flooding. And you have, what is this? You have a bird flu situation in California through raw milk. This is a W7 report. You have a lot of recalls on different products. Meats, you had a major meat recall, ground beef recall. So a lot of the products are tainted, man. You know what I mean? So from meats to milks, your spices, a lot of recalls, ice cream, you name it. That's what I was talking about. Possibly active related to the Gulf area, Jamaica. You having pattern of weather development still continuing down Jamaica. Pretty much the patterns of Jamaica, Cuba, which are areas of the path related to these hurricanes go. What else you have? Some top news reports. January 6 charges dropped related to against Donald Trump. Ceasefire agreement between Israel and Hezbollah. You had a situation with what was that? Amir Khan, and related to protests over him, the prime minister. That's in Pakistan. Protests in Islamabad, which is the major capital. But you had two capitals. You have Karachi. Karachi was first. Then you have Rawalpindi, that was capital from interim capital, I believe, from 59 to 67. Then it went back to Islamabad in 67. So the major two capitals there is Karachi and Islamabad. It's Pakistan area. So you have protests relating to that's going on there, relating to Amir Khan. What else you have? It's just reports, news reports. Special counsel Jack Smith files motion to dismiss the federal election interference case against President-elect Donald Trump. So since he's becoming president, all these things against him, they're going to be dismissed. Now, when he gets out of office, that's a whole different story, because he'd be a regular, in a matter of speaking, citizen. They might try to do certain things, recharge, or try to, but while he's president, they're probably not going to mess with it. So that's a report for that. Let me see what we got here. So hurricane season, let me see. Now, according to this report, no tropical formation relating to this week, but you have in that report I show you something down, still patterns developing, down south, down the Caribbean borders. Charred wreckage of Putin's Oroshetnik missiles seen for the first time. Putin's Oroshetnik missiles seen for the first time. Let me see. This is a Sun report. You have an intensification relating to these European nations building up, repairing, relating to after Vladimir Putin's declaration relating to the European nations in the West. So for example, like Germany, UK, different ones. What else we have? Bolivia landslide destroys homes. So you're seeing a lot of natural disasters happening, man, in various countries, from Bolivia to UK to California, various parts. Landslides, mudslides, mixture of heavy rain. This is in Bolivia, this is South America. Let me get a scripture real quick. This guy, Chuck Woolery, he's one first relating to Wheel of Fortune. He died at 83. Chuck Woolery. You have, let me see what we got here. Ukraine drone hits Russian oil energy. So the continuation relating to Russia, Ukraine, the intensification relating to that. So this was related to the new Oroshetnik missiles. And Putin is saying that he has missiles where the West can't stop. That was a report too a few days ago. So he related to these ballistic, I believe, intermediate missiles. So he has a variety of missiles basically. He got the Satan 1, Satan 2, and different other ones. But he has other ones as well. So this relates to Ukraine, the drone hit Russian oil. So that's a drone hit. So the intensification between those two nations. You had a semi-truck trailer falls right on the Jeep down below, crushed the Jeep. This is the Tampa area. Woman hospitalized. Semi-truck falls on the overpass, hitting her Jeep. So you're seeing a lot of things happening. Second Timothy 3:1. I'll get it from GNT. See what it says. Remember that there will be difficult times in the last days. So remember, difficult times. For many great misery shall happen in the latter times that walk relating to greatly in pride. 2 Ezra 8:50. So with those difficult times in the last days, you're going to see miseries, you're going to see calamities, you're going to see unnatural, natural disasters, man. Remember remember that there will be difficult times in the last days. People will be selfish, greedy, boastful, conceited. They will be insulting, disobedient to their parents, ungrateful, they're religious. And that's the personalities relating to that's the personalities relating to the characteristics of the people, the mannerisms, their ways, man. The greedy, boastful, conceited, insulting, disobedient. Scripture talks about the iniquity shall abound and the love of many shall wax cold. So that's part of that. You're seeing the characteristic and traits relating to the people, how they're going to be now and worse in the times to come. They will be unkind, merciless, slander, violent, fierce, which goes to savage, man. And they hate the good. They hate the good, which is righteous. They hate anything that's bound potentially to be good. They will be treacherous, reckless, and swollen with pride. So these are the behaviors and traits of the behaviors and characteristics that these people are going to display. Merciless, ruthless, slanderous, violent, fierce, savage, disobedient, insulting, boastful, greedy, ungrateful, even unholy, which goes to religious. They will love the pleasures rather than God. So they're going to love the pleasures related to the society, the ways of society, man. So they will hold on the outward form of religion, will reject the power in it. That's the outward appearance, having an appearance of righteousness, but denying the power in. That's another verse. And they will hold the outward form of our religion, but reject the real power. And that goes to also rejecting, denouncing, rejecting and denouncing relating to the doctrine and different things. You can go put that with false prophets. People with itching ears go to seek the more pleasure and suitable doctrines, man, which goes to dogmas, man. So they're going to reject, denounce, and what's the other word? Shalak. So they're going to denounce and reject, man. Apostate. Become apostates. So they will hold. Keep away from such people. So it's a warning relating to these goes to the traits and characteristics of the people, how they will be in the last days. These are the last days, and these relating to these traits and characteristics, how they're going to worsen as the times progress forward. Scripture talks about as the evils will increase. That's 2 Ezra 14. The evil is going to increase more. Part of the evils is relating to the traits and characteristics and behaviors and the mannerisms that goes to that filthy conversation, the mannerism and the ways of these people, man. Protest, violent uprising, that's part of the civil unrest, disobedience, sedition, mutiny. That's part of that, man. They're going to rebel against the system, rebellion, man. That's the things that's going to happen in the time, especially when society becomes very shaky. Some of them go into people's houses and gain control over weak women who are burdened by guilt of their sins and driven by all kinds of desires, pretty much capitalizing and taking advantage relating to ones who are impressionable, ones who are vulnerable, man. All right, we continue on. So relating to some of the news. 2nd Esdras 8 and 50 again. GNT. Let's get it. The people of this world that have lived their lives in pride and arrogance. That's the majority of the people. You know what I mean? They live deliciously in pleasure, man. And that's the majority of the people. So go in Revelations with that. That relates to the ones in the position of power, but the people too. A lot of them lived in pride and lived in arrogance, and will suffer many things in the last days. So because of the pride and arrogance, there's going to be a consequence of suffering related to miseries, relating to adversities, relating to atrocities. You're seeing it. You're seeing it on a grand scale as far as internationally, in various respected countries and different things in different forms, whether the weather or judgments or different things, man. You know what I mean? You see it on a minuscule level here in America, you know what I mean? But scripture says, what does that scripture says? Judgment, when they see these things, they still not going to, let me see if I find it. 2nd Esdras 9, I think. Let me see if I can find it. I'm just looking for this real quick. Let me see something. Let me see. Second Esdras 16, I guess. Let me see. We'll start with this. Beginning of sorrows, beginning of mourning, beginning of famines, beginning of great death, beginning of wars. And the powers shall stand in fear. The beginning of evils. That's what you're seeing. The beginning of evils related to sorrows. Goes to lamenting and mourning. Famines, death, deletions. It goes to the death, people dying. From well-known to unknown. Beginnings of wars. Hearing the threats of wars, rumors of wars. Declaration perhaps to World War III. Hearing that. First war is the first war is passed, and the second and third war come thereafter. The second war is passed, and the third war coming quickly. 9, 12, 11, and 14 Revelations. You know what I mean? So the powers of these nations threaten relating to possible war. You know what I mean? So these heighten up the other nations to possibly prepare or beginning to prepare. And what shall I do when these evils shall come, man? So it's asking when these evils come, what are you going to do? Behold, famine and the plagues and tribulation, anguish are sent as scourges for the amendment. So these scourges are forms of punishment being sent, man. Such as famine, sorrows, death, evils being sent, man. But for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be mindful of the scourges. That's the population of the people. They're not going to be mindful of relating to these things that's going on in the earth. That's the scripture I wanted to find, 2 Ezra 16:20. So they be not mindful of that. Behold, victuals shall be so good, cheap upon the earth, that they shall think themselves in a good case. And that's the underestimation of underestimating the times, and that false sense of security and peace and safety and security from a perceptual optics aspect, not knowing that that's just a mask, man, because behind that there's real troubles behind that, man. And behold, the victual shall be so good, cheap upon earth, they shall think themselves to be in a good case. So they're going to think themselves to be a good. Part of that, the optics of illusion or mirage, is thinking things look normal, for example. And even shall evils grow upon earth, the sword, famine, and great and great confusion. So these are the things that's growing behind or quiet before the storm, man. You know what I mean? That's why they said the evil shall grow in the latter times. Go to 2 Ezra 14. Because they're going to continue to grow, continue to increase, man. For many of them that dwell on the earth shall perish of famine, and other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. So you either get hit by one and get tapped by the other one, man. So you're not going to escape relating to these things, man, because there'll be all kinds of things happening in that time, man. That's what Scripture is speaking about. The dead shall be cast as dung. So dung is excrement on the earth, man. That's how the bodies are going to be on earth, like feces on the ground, man. And there shall no man to comfort them, for the earth shall be wasted, and the city shall be cast down. Isaiah 24:12. In desolation, man. You know what I mean? The city's going to be cast down, desolation, and ruin, man. You know what I mean? So people won't have time to comfort one another, especially in those times, because a lot of things are going to be happening, according as it's written. So this is just something real quick. I hope it helps related to information. I'm going to give all praise Yahweh Bashem Yoshua Bashem Rakakadash. This is I, Wolf, the water relating to the men in truth on down, related to this truth and knowledge. So we know this truth and knowledge, and this is I, Wolf. I hope it helps relating to information. Shalom.